Hey everybody, I'm Austin, educator and teen programs coordinator at the North Carolina Aquarium at Fort Fisher. And we're finally back outside after all that rain, and this week is our Invertebrate Week. So we're at Airlie Gardens to learn a little bit more about insects. So I have Alyssa and Sarah with me, and they're going to take us on a tour because, as I've said before, I'm very new to the area. I've only been here for a few months, so I don't really know what the native plants are that we can attract some of these cool insects with.
We're going to take a look at some awesome plants in our pollinator garden right behind us. We're going to focus in on a couple, and then we're going to explore a new planting, and you guys are going to learn a little bit about what you can do to attract pollinators to your yard. So we'll take an exploring it this way.
All right, let's go. So what plants do you think people should know about that are here in North Carolina?
We're going to take a look at a couple different plants that you can find right here in your backyard that you may not have known have been great for our pollinators.
The first plant we're going to highlight is going to be our passion flower. The plant we have here is purple passion flower, but there are other color varieties as well, like the yellow passion flower. This grows pretty prolifically around here. It's a vine and it can spread a lot, and a lot of times people are actually pulling it up because it spreads so much throughout gardens. But it's actually a really great host plant for fritillary butterflies. They're going to lay their eggs on there, and their caterpillars are going to eat the leaves. And it's also a great nectar source for a lot of our bees. The carpenter bees are going to fit perfectly underneath of those stamens to collect nectar and pollen, and they're going to help pollinate the plant.
Alright, so the second plant we're going to highlight is one of my favorite plants, and that is milkweed. In North Carolina, we have about 15 different species of milkweed that are native to our area. It's a really great plant to have because it's a host plant for our monarch butterfly. A host plant is a plant that our animals need, or our butterflies need, in order for their caterpillar to grow. So it's the only plant that our monarch will actually lay its eggs on, and the caterpillar can grow and eat. It's also an excellent nectar source for a lot of different pollinating species and a variety of our bees and moths. So the last plant we'd like to talk to you guys about is our purple coneflower. It is a great plant for our pollinators. It blooms from early summer through fall. So it's great for our year-round kind of blooming, or our year seasonal blooming, for our pollinator species to visit. So they can come collect pollen and nectar and have tons of food and resources. It's also a great plant for our birds because once these flowers die off or die back, you're going to have these awesome seed heads that our birds can come collect the seeds and spread them everywhere.
So where are we now?
We are at our very new pollinator gardens. We actually just finished planting this pollinator patch, if you will, and we're going to walk through some of the steps and some of the things that you need to think about when you're hoping to attract pollinators to your yard.
So Alyssa, what are some of the most important things you think people should know about planting their own pollinator garden?
I think one of the most important things to think about is our native plants. Our native plants have adapted to live in our area, so they're used to our climate and they're used to our conditions. And these plants are generally perennial, so they'll always come back year after year. They provide great resources for our pollinators.
Another tip if you're planting a pollinator garden at home is going to be to pick plants that bloom in the spring, some that bloom in the summer, and some that bloom in the fall. And that way, throughout the different seasons, you're always going to have something blooming for the pollinators to come eat. It's also a good idea to try to pick some different kind of flower shapes, and that's going to attract different types of pollinators. So some will attract bees, some will attract butterflies, some will attract hummingbirds, so you'll get that nice variety.
Alyssa, Sarah, thank you so much for taking us on a tour of Airlie Gardens today.
We are so happy that you could come out and join us, and we hope that you guys at home are able to come visit the garden soon, and you're able to check out all these awesome pollinator plants. I hope you're able to plant at your house as well. If you've got any questions, let us know.
And be sure to check out all our fishy fun on our social media, and until then, swim on, and we'll see you soon.